Hi guys, my name is Victoria Bardovich and I'm the director at Yoni Elixir. Today I want to talk to you about the 3 blocks between a woman and her pleasure. So the first block that I see when it comes to a woman accessing more of her pleasure is her capacity to move from the mind into the body. So this is a really obvious one. If we're lying there and having the experience of just like thinking too much or that all of the energy is in our mind or it's racing around, we are not dropped into the experience of where the pleasure lives, which is in the body. So to bring a woman down into her body, what I recommend is if you are alone, connecting into the breath, really breathing, closing down the eyes, going inside and feeling more, tracking where your thoughts are at, tracking what is beneath those thoughts. What are the emotions? What are the sensations? What are the feelings that are in the body? And if you can bring all of your focus to those feelings and sensations in the body, you will find yourself located in the body. So that's the first one. The second one is to increase sensitivity. So we often expect that when we come into the body and touch the genitals or touch the breast, there's going to be this experience of like orgasmic pleasure just right there. And what I am suggesting is that this is like you need to treat your pleasure like going to the gym. You need to actually build the muscle of pleasure in the body. If you bring sensitivity and presence to your breast, to your yoni over a long period of time, this once every day, maybe every like few minutes, you just bring your hands to the breast, bring your hands to the yoni, bring touch there, bring love, bring presence, the body will actually become more sensitive. If you like leave your body alone for a really long time and then touch the breast or the yoni and you're just like, oh, I don't feel anything, I'm not going to bother. That is because it has been abandoned for a period of time. And what you want to do is actually just bring the energy back into knowing that the body is a space for pleasure. So when you're just connecting for those couple of minutes, just connecting into the body, letting the body know that you're here, you're present with it, what you're doing is building up that repetition of like the body coming into sensitivity. And especially with the yoni, because the yoni actually has tissue on it that actually gets engorged, right? So when we bring more blood flow to these areas, the engorgement is able to happen a lot faster. So actually then you can just bring your hands to your yoni or your breast and you experience orgasmic pleasure, but it takes a build-up of time and presence to allow that to happen. The third thing that we're going to talk about today is actually lubrication. So this one's going to seem a little bit obvious, the block of lubrication. If a woman is not lubricated, she's not going to experience pleasure. And this is one of the reasons that we have Yoni Elixir. Yoni Elixir is this beautiful product that I create here in Mawulambar. And it is a lubricant, but it's not to replace the juicy wetness that actually comes with vaginal fluid. So what it actually is, it's actually to build and increase the blood flow to that area so that more lubrication happens. Often people think, oh, well, I'm using lube or I'm using this oil, so I don't need to actually bring more. I don't actually need to self-lubricate. But actually, this lubrication is, and you can do that, but what you're going to find is the most pleasure comes if you use the lubrication correctly. And the Yoni Elixir is really designed for that. So when you touch it, you put a couple of squirts on your hand. You don't need to lather the whole thing up to create lubrication. You just need a nice amount of lubrication to allow you to connect in with your skin, connect into the sensitivity that's already there. And what you'll find is if you bring in that lubrication and that beautiful oil, and it's filled with medicinal herbs that relax you, that work as to increase your libido and bring you into that beautiful calmness, what you're going to discover is the capacity to feel more and to connect more. And then what happens in that is that the yoni gets more engorged and there's more vaginal fluid. And this vaginal fluid is actually what makes sex the most enjoyable. If you feel that engorgement and if you feel that fluid that you've created by yourself, then you will have the experience of experiencing more pleasure, more orgasms, more arousal, and then there will be very little blocks to your pleasure when you get to that stage. So I hope this was helpful, and feel free to go over to Yoni Elixir to find some pleasure activation meditations, and I'll put them in the comments below. Thanks so much. Hi guys, my name is Victoria Bardovich and I am the director at Yoni Elixir. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about the 3 blocks that I see that are blocking women from experiencing more pleasure.